Good morning, students. Um, Last class, let me quickly revise about what we discussed in the last class. So, um, review. What we discussed in the last class is okay. Our course is Python programming. And we discussed about importance of this course. Like it is used in designing Google search engine. It is also used in Yahoo, not Yahoo, it is also used in YouTube. And mainly it is also used in a famous company called as a Dropbox. We have seen this, and we have also seen several advantages. Like we have also seen several advantages or features of this course, like easy. And we have also seen like fast, object-oriented, dynamically typed. So dynamically typed, and we have also seen portable. Python code is portable. Okay, we have seen several advantages like this. And we have also seen Python evolution started from 1991 by Guido van Rossum, Netherlands scientist, who is presently working in Dropbox. Now. So Guido van Rossum started working on this. So after this, Python Software Foundation started, he gave his logic to an open source called as Python Software Foundation, which is python.org. This Python Software Foundation started working on this, and it releases main versions 2.x, Python 3.x versions. Yes. And mainly, these are all the history advantages. But the main advantage of this Python is interpreter. Python is interpreted language. Python is interpreted. What is this? If you write Python code, sample.py. Suppose if you write Python code, this is an input to what? Syntax checker. Okay, and the output of syntax checker is bytecode, and it is given as input to what? Python virtual machine. Then the output of this is machine code. So this machine code gets loaded into main memory, then we can see the results. Okay, this entire thing is called as interpreter. Now, this is what we have learned so far. Now, let us see what is the outline of today's class. Outline of today's class is first I will give you the outcomes of the course. I will discuss about outcomes of the course unit wise. So later I will start discussion about Python input-output statements. And while discussing this, we will come to know mainly about Python is very famous because of its REPL shell. Okay, we will see what is REPL shell. Yeah, read, evaluate, print and loop. We will see this. So don't worry, we will see this. Next, I will also discuss with you about. We can run Python code in two ways. Python works in two ways. Python works in two ways. One is interactive mode. One is interactive mode, and next one is script mode. Next one is script mode. So we will see with more live examples. Yeah, we'll see this. Okay, right now. Yeah, quickly we'll move. Now, yeah, outcomes of the course. In Unit 1, what you will learn is input-output statements. We will learn very basics operators like bitwise operators, logical operators, and type conversions. How implicit type conversion, how explicit type conversion exists. Very important in the interview's point of view. Implicit type conversion, explicit type conversion, and decision structures like if-else. You see, okay. And next one is Unit 2, loops. How easily you can write all your loops, like while loop. How easily you can write like for loop. Okay, is do while loop exist in Python or not? We will see all these things. And working with strings. If you refer any programming language, C, Java or anything, there will be definitely a question from strings. You can have strings applications like insertion of a substring into the given main string, insert substring into main string, like that. Suppose I have raw, I have a string like Rav Gopal. Okay, I want to insert Ravi here. Okay, then it becomes Rav, Ravi, Gopal. Similar kind of these things. Similarly, if you want to delete a substring, you can also delete. Very important thing. But here Python is very easy to work with this. We'll see all these things. Now, text files. How to create a text files, we will see. And Unit 3. Yeah, Unit 3 is from here core fundamental starts. Core Python core starts. Okay. Python having data structures like lists and dictionaries. Okay. Lists, like you can have lists, and Python is also having tuple. Okay. See, the list tuples are advanced applications over arrays. You know array, right? List tuples are advanced, where if you see array is having drawbacks. If you want, can you insert an element in array? No, that is not possible. But you can insert an element in list as well as tuple. Yeah, we will see all these things. And if you look at dictionaries, if you want to write a dictionary in C language, you need to write suppose 200-300 lines of code. But whereas in Python, you can write using a single statement. Okay, you can write using a single statement. That and all we will see. And we will also see how Python, see functions, you know very well about functions. Functions generally increases the readability. Yeah, readability. See, we will see how to write Python functions, how it is advantage compared to C, Java languages. And we will also see the recursive functions. The main advantage of this Python is that can we return multiple values? Recollect your C. Can we return multiple values? In C language, we can return only one value, but whereas in Python, we can return multiple values. That is where Python is great. And we will also see a module, how to create modules, like how to create a package. It is not possible in C. It is not possible in C. It may be possible, yes, it may be possible in Java. We can see how to create a module. We can see how to create a package, all that things in Python. We can see all these things. Next, In Unit 4, we will see file operations, how to read a file, how to open a file, okay, how to count number of words exist in the file, how to count number of files exist in the file. We will see all these things. Okay. Now let us look at this. Yeah, this is where Python is also famous, object oriented programming. Why I am saying this is there is a quote in Python. There is a quote in Python. Quote in Python is everything in Python is object. Everything in Python is object. Yeah. What does it mean? Can anybody answer what does it mean? See, generally in C language, what we will do is that in C, for your program, memory is allocated static memory is allocated. Before running the program itself, memory is allocated. But if you look at Python it's not like that. Okay? Why to waste unnecessarily memory before running the program? Python feels like that. Okay? Python allocates memory to your program. Remember, Python allocates memory to your program at runtime. Okay? See, C uses static time as well as runtime. Python uses only runtime. Okay? Yeah, this is waste. This is waste in C. Okay, this is waste in C. But Python is great here. So we will see all these things. Okay? Now, so yeah, how to design a class. Yeah, and Unit 5, we will see for any object-oriented programming language, you should have a class. We will see how to create a Python class. And Unit 5, we will see mainly about exceptions, right? Errors and exceptions. Very easy. This is common in any object-oriented programming language. How to create an error, how to remove an error, how to create a runtime error, which is called exception, how to eliminate runtime error. Okay, we will see all these things. And very famous, how to create graphical user interface, how to create web page, graphical user interface, okay, how to create GUI, like how to create a turtle, how to create a turtle, how to create this kind of, we will see this kind of applications in general. We will see this kind of graphics, how to create this kind of graphics in Python. We will see. It's very easy. Okay, to create website, to create graphics, it is very easy. That we will see. It is possible by using a module called as TK. Okay, TK module. That we will see. Okay, now. Okay, see what happens here. In first unit, input-output statements, we are going to learn operators, type conversions, and decision structure like if-else. Second unit, loops and working with mainly strings. Definitely there will be a question from strings. And unit 3, how to write Python functions, how to write a module, okay, how to import it, and we will see a special kind of data structures. Python is famous because of its data structures, like very easy data structures. If you want to write in C, you need to write lines of code, but in Python it is possible, in a single line it is possible. That's where Python is famous. And unit 4, if you look at file operations, so how to create objects, how to create classes. Of course, Python creates everything like an object, and everything in Python is an object. So for that, we need to know how to create a class and corresponding object. We'll see now. Errors and exceptions, we'll come to know how to create graphics. Now, let us see. And if you look at your syllabus, so our next topic is, in your syllabus, your next topic is this. Our next topic is program development cycle. Program development cycle, we'll see. We'll see now what is program development cycle. For any programming language, before writing program, okay, if you want to get good results from the program, you should have this knowledge. Okay, first define the problem or identify the problem How can you, or identify the problem, you can also say like identify problem. Next, do the problem analysis. Okay, you do the problem analysis. Okay, to do the problem analysis, you can have the structure chart kind of things. Okay, there are several analysis techniques, and algorithm development. Yes, how can you develop an algorithm, right? You know how to write an algorithm. Start, you can have stop, okay, read A, comma B, and process it, okay, like that kind of things. And next, coding and documentation. If you look at this coding, you will write in C, you can have like main, all these things. But in Python, you don't have a main function. You can write A is equal to 10, B is equal to 20, so C is equal to A plus B. You can write print of C. This is how you will write. Okay. Next, if you look at testing and debugging, how can you test this? If you run this Python space 1.py, what can be your output? Your output is 30. Okay. If any syntax errors are there, this is from here. This 1.py is an input to interpreter. Okay, it's an input to interpreter. Okay, and then if it is okay, it gives. Okay, if it is not okay, it generates an error. So you rectify it. That is called you rectify it. Rectify that error. We can call that one as debugging. Okay, and then you will recorrect all the things. Okay, and if you will recorrect all the things. You will remodify all the things. That is called maintenance. You remodify all the things, and again this is a repetitive process until you will get your expected output. For any program, input is common, output is also, you should get the expected output. Your program should give the expected output. For any program, you should try with the different kinds of inputs, and your output should give the expected thing and not unexpected thing. Until and unless you should get the expected thing, okay, you need to repeat. This is a cycle. That's why it is called as a cycle, program development cycle. That's why it is called as a program development cycle. This is a cycle. You need to do all these things. Okay. Now, so identify the problem, do the analysis, algorithm. If you want, you can refer net for this. Okay, refer net for how to, not that much important, but refer net for how to do the analysis and algorithm development, start, read, all that things. And okay, and sometimes for algorithm development you can also use structure chart or flow chart. Okay, you can do here flow chart. Okay, you can have here flow chart. Okay, flow chart. You can use flow chart. Okay, structure chart. Okay, algorithm development. After algorithm, what you will do generally? You will write flow chart. And what flow chart will give? What flow chart will give? What flow chart will give? Yes, anybody can answer what flow chart will give. Flow chart will give logical flow. Flow chart will give the logical flow of your code. Okay? Yeah. Right. And then you will write your actual code and you save it like, you document it like 1.py. And then, yes, you document it like 1.py and then it will give for Python interpreter, testing and debugging. Interpreter will test this. Python space 1.py, it gives the output like this. if you are getting error by syntax checker, if you are getting here actually your interpreter exists. Actually our interpreter exists. Okay, generates syntax checker generates an error, so you correct that error, modify it, that is called maintenance, and then you restart all these things until you will get the expected output. Okay, yeah, you can also use flowchart, no problem. If you want to add, you can add, no problem. Okay, right, this is what is the thing. Now, so so assume like you have a definite problem in your hand, you want to write Python code for it. What would be the first thing? You should have a Python software in our hand. Yes or no? You should have a Python software in our hand. This is the website where your Python exists over internet. So you go to this downloads. You click on this downloads. You click on this downloads. Here you have download Python 3.8.8.5. You can click on it. Okay. You choose for Windows later, you will download it. You will install Python, right? Yeah. If time is there, I will take one more class for that installation. Okay, I will show you that. Now, let us move to this. Yeah. So this, yes, assume consider like you have successfully assume Python is successfully installed. Assume like Python is successfully installed. Okay, or you tried how to install Python. I gave you the way. I gave you where Python is available. You run that executable file, you will install. Right now, let us look at our next topic is Python input output processing. Now, Python input output processing. Suppose Python, first see the output. First see the output using print function. Let us using print function, and then we will go back to the input. First we'll see the output and then we'll go back to the input. Now, so suppose, what is this? What is this? This is Python REPL shell. I will come to this point. What is this REPL shell? Okay, this is, I will show you very clearly how to get this Python REPL shell. Assume like you are in Python environment. Let us assume like you are in Python environment. Okay, yeah. So assume this is your interpreter. Okay, assume like this is your interpreter. Okay. Consider those two things. I will give clearly how to go to that Python environment. I will give you that clearly within 2 to 3 minutes. So a is equal to 5. Okay, a is equal to 5, and print the value of a is print 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 the value of a is print of double quotes the value of a is a. The value of a is after that if you press enter, it will give the value of a is 5. Very simple. Yeah. What we have to do in C? In C, how we will do in C? You will open 1.c, hash include stdio.h. Okay, hash include conio.h, something like this. Okay, main of int a is equal to 10. Okay, printf %d comma a. You will write like this. How many lines? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, you need to have a 5. But in case of Python, only one thing. If you give here a is equal to 10, if you write here print of A, it will give you 10. Very simple. Very simple. Similarly, if you give 2 plus 3, if you type enter here, it will give 5. That much easy. But in case of C, you need to have int A comma B, A is equal to 2, B is equal to 3, and C, you need to have again another variable C, okay, and then you need to type like, you need to write like print of C, percentage D comma C. They have huge kind of statements, okay. Python is having very less number of statements. Yeah, this is what is the another advantage of Python. Remember, in C what happens? In C what happens in C? So what happens in C is that your 1.c is an input to compiler. Input to the compiler, and your compiler generates what? 1.obj file. Okay, this 1.obj file. Yeah, what happens? This 1.obj file. Yeah. Then what happens? This 1.obj file. Okay. Yes. What we will do for this? Alt. Okay. Alt F9. Okay. Again for this, Control F9. Okay. Control F9. Then it is linked. To libraries. Okay. Then you will get results. So what happens in this Python? Your 1.py, you will give this 1.py directly to Python interpreter. It gives directly. Very simple. That's why it is fast. If you look at this here, several steps exist, but if you look here, there is only one step. Okay, that is why it is. And also, what happens in compiler converts your entire file into object file. Okay, and then it is linked to the libraries, and then it is. But here it is not like that. Okay, your every statement, 1.py or single statement or a single statement, okay, directly given to the interpreter. Don't worry, again it is having syntax checker and bytecode and Python virtual machine. Okay, those are very much fast compared to this. That is what is the objective. Okay, yeah. So, but this is what is the overview. Okay, and interpreter directly gives the output. Right. Okay. Now, so okay, I will stop here and let us discuss what we discussed so far. So we started the discussion of what is that? Yes, conclusion. What we discussed unit-wise outlines. Very much important. Python data structures. Like lists, dictionaries. If you go to any interviews, definitely there are questions from this. And yeah, lists, dictionaries, and functions, comma packages. And we also discussed program development life cycle. Okay, and I also discussed little bit about output statements. Output statements like print of function. So yes, we'll come to the conclusion like very simple. interpreted, simple interpreted, yeah, simple interpreted, and fast. I'll stop here. Thank you.